Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM21. It's Perfect Manager. We're on episode 15. We've just started season number 4, now in the 8th tier. Last time out, we had the opening match of the season. And for the third straight year, we have the same squad. There's been very, very little change to the squad in these last, really since the end of the first season, ultimately. And because of that, the squad that was great for Tier 10 and okay for Tier 9, not quite there on Tier 8. And we just cannot seem to attract more players. And I'm not entirely sure what is causing that, why that is, why an improved reputation is not attracting a better quality. We've kind of, or even playing in a higher level, is not attracting a better quality in player, and that we're kind of stuck with the same options, the same choices that we've been all this time as Dymek, who's on a yellow card already. We are at the half-hour mark, I suppose, but that should have been a yellow card. Instead, we get a highlight of them, but they do have a guy on a yellow card. We'll see. I don't know if that's their guy. Oh, come on. And looking at the timing, this is moments after that previous play, so I don't know what the heck just happened. How we are in the position we're in, because, I mean, we're talking about 1 minute after the previous one. Poor defense there as we had the position and should have been winning that header, but Henderson goes up, wins it, and we trail 1-0. But this is that point that I'm trying to make. This squad is not really good enough for this level, and we are a favorite for relegation. It's hard to believe, if we were good enough to win Tier 9, that Tier 8, which is still semi-pro, same sort of thing, but with only one team up, one team down. Well, it's not one team down, it's more than that, isn't it? It's like 3 teams down, 1 team up, because there's 3 leagues feeding into the one. That is a bit of a step. That's a bit of a jump, but we're not doing terrible here. It's 6-2 on the shots. We've got 65% possession here at the half, and we really seem to get screwed in that moment. I mean, it seemed like we were about to gain an advantage, and then inside a minute, next highlight flips the lid there. I mean, that kickoff, or that free kick, almost in the same spot where we were taken out. So I don't know what happened. They want to do this show something else. I'm the kind of manager that might be able to get that sort of response. Hands on hips. Let's see what happens. We've already got one guy anxious. Okay. That got some of them motivated, and nobody else is freaking out. So, but not everybody. Let's see if they can pick it up for the second half. Dymek worries me, but his morale at the moment is definitely better than it was. Kozeni did not use the overlap on the left, but we get Reed on the right, and we get the header. But no, that was not us. That was a defensive header out for a corner. Coppin's ball in, goes to no one. Kozeni, ouch, Kozeni. Coppin. Parsons, Dymek, yes. Goes far post, can't generate the power, so he just flashes it back across goal, and then Dymek just... that looks like that might have been Shin. Just puts that one in near post. Lucky to be onside. He was very, very... not onside. Lucky to keep that in, is what I'm saying. Trying to say. As he very nearly put that out on that near post, even though he had plenty of space. Here's Parsons through. Gets a chance. It's blocked. They clear. We recovered. 9-2 on the shots now. It's 1-1 on the scoreline. Can we get those points as the relegation team? Coppin with a chance, and that scrapes the top end of the bar. It wasn't that close to going in. As far as making contact with the post, there's not much more you can do with the woodwork anyway. On definitely missing. Coppin. We are finding good rhythm right now. Defense not even pressuring us that well, and there you go, Kozeni makes up for it this time. Second goal of the season already. Second match and second goal. the defense never putting us under clear pressure on that one at all, because then he just steps up in some traffic there and puts it in near post, just inside the post. 11-2 on the shots now, 2-1 on the score line, half hour to go. Maybe we're not so bad, but we're definitely not heading for much, and it is going to take a squad. That was offside. That was well offside, yeah. Yeah, you can see he's lagging a good 4 yards off the whole time there, just trotting back where the line was pushing up and taking care of business. Good on them. There's Cotterill. Cotterill finds Dymek. We probably need to sub Dymek out at this point before we run the risk of something happening. Plus, he is getting tired, even though he's now having a good match with that goal. Let's go ahead and bring in Siri in his place. Putting the keeper under pressure. We recover the ball, but then give it away here. He looked offside, but our right side center back apparently played him on. That was awfully close. I mean, he's miles behind our left-sided center backs, but ooh, that still looks off. We pushed up unless our fullback was playing him on. They were both over there in the area, and now it's 2-2. Crap. Poor defense. Big mistake on that one. They've only had 3 shot attempts, and they've got 2 goals. I mean, that's a terrible record on our part for keeping that ball out. Finally, we're up to a 50% stop rate at this point. Do I want to sub in Nicholson? Our assistant manager loves Nicholson, even though he's it's all speed, no skill. Kazeni, Coppin! This is the kind of time that would help, though. So I suppose Jamie Nicholson as a super sub coming on with speed. Siri, nice. Kazeni, flashes that one across the goal. I'm not sure that was really meant as a shot. Looked offside. No call. Oh, yes. Okay. Offside flag given. Play that back to the keeper. Not sure why when we had wide open players up the pitch. And we send a long ball, but luckily we recover. Here's Siri. He's got the overlap. No, he doesn't use it. He tries to send that into Parsons, but Parsons can't get to it. And then cleared away. Now Siri again. Kazeni. Cotterill finds Davis out on the wing. Davis gets it in there. Parsons retreats to pick that one up after it was blocked. And we're just about out of time. Into stoppage. There's a real chance for the opposition. Ooh. Poor defensive clearance, and we get a little lucky there. Let's maybe get Farclaw off before we get him in danger, though it is late. Let's see what happens for Michael Lilly. Definitely have some better subs. That looked offside. I'm not sure why there's no flag. Was he not like 30 yards offside? I wasn't looking close enough, honestly. Lilly, who's in. Poor clearance, but he gets a better one this time. Time's up. Still no final whistle. There has been some stoppage. Again, Henderson. Free kick, offside. Last ball, long ball. Davis. Now on a yellow. Allowed to run free right into the defense. Gets into the final third, and then they blow the whistle. So last time we were on the lucky end to get a draw. This time, unlucky to get the draw, as we were a dominant force today. Stat line looks a little bit better, that they get 5 shots out of 7 on target and only manage 2 goals, as opposed to the 2 shots on target on 3 attempts and already having 2 goals that they had. They definitely played themselves into that game a little bit more. And that was all just Henderson long balls over the top the whole game, most of the time offside. But they got it right like twice. And it paid off twice. And then meanwhile, we had them under pressure the whole time. Really should have scored more than the 2 goals that we managed. But with this squad, I don't see how we're going to do that terribly often. We're going to struggle to get 3 goals in a match. I think we can consistently see 2. The the tactic, but the quality of player just, it's not there. And I don't know why. Don't know why we can't attract anything better now that we're 2 divisions higher and our reputation has grown significantly with this manager. Why can't I find better players than what we have? I mean, Harrison Davis is our top man, and he was with this team in the 10th tier, and we can't even get anything near his quality. How was I able to attract him 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and can't find better than him now? It's just, it's strange to me. Very strange to me that we're kind of stuck in this conundrum. The only thing that I seem to wonder about this is the size of the squad. Do I have too many players that's causing others not to want to come and join? So I've been thinking about purging the squad, and I've started to a little bit. I've eliminated 4 or 5 guys that are now older and not ready to contribute, not going to find a spot in the squad, not going to develop any more than they already are, and aren't necessarily leaders in the locker room that are helping others develop mentally. And we'll see if I can bring that number down a little bit more, get rid of another 5 to 10 players, and maybe we'll find ourselves in a position where somebody's willing to sign for us because there's a vacancy. That's the only thing I can think of at this point that might be going on. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and move forward into the season. At least a couple more games. We've got 2 points from 2 played for a relegation favorite. That's not a terrible start, but it's not also exactly where we want to be, especially when we start quick simming. Those could easily turn into losses. And we now move forward to our 5th match of the season. Difficult color schemes between the 2 teams, but there's enough of a difference. Should be able to sort who's who out there. Well, anyway, over the last few matches, so we had already played the first 2. Those were both draws. 3rd match, another draw. And finally, in the 4th match, we pick up our first win just at 1-0. So, team of late scoring 2 goals in almost every game. The big difference is when can the defense step up and shut down a squad. Here's a real chance, and Dymek offside. Looked like the accurate call. Pretty close, though. Pretty close. Yeah, he's only offside by about 1.5 yards there, maybe 5 feet. That's enough, though. That is enough. Offside is offside. So, good call. They get the header there on the corner, but it goes wide, well wide. Shots are 1-2. Of course, we had that extra shot that didn't end up counting with the no goal. But half an hour in already. We're getting the possession, but we're definitely not in control of the game on this one. This is one of the teams that has struggled through the first handful of matches of the season. That was massively offside. Hunter's like all the way on the goal line. Where's the call on this one? This wasn't a first ball. This guy was way offside. Yeah. I thought he already started his run well before that ball was actually kicked and released. But the goal stands, and we trail 1-0 at the half. He might have just about been onside there, but I thought he started his run too early and was already sprung past the man. All right, second half underway in a game that's been 50-50, really. I mean, we have the possession, but in terms of chances created amounting to anything, it's been 50-50. Shots are identical. The XG outside of them actually converting one has been pretty much identical. So can we convert? Can we get back on track? Can we at least draw a level and keep the streak of not losing any games to start the season? Can we keep that going? Excuse me. Wow. Allergies are just getting all up in there today, affecting me, and we're going to have to go more than just positive. We're going to have to go attacking. We're going to also have to look to make a change. Cotterill is not happy. Let's go ahead and bring on Lily. 80th minute already, just like that. We're flying through time. That one given away, and then a poor defensive play allowed a real chance there. Fortunately, he did not make use of that. Here's Dymek. Losing the ball, and Haynes, nice play, step up and get that back. Parsons retreats. Dymek going through with the ball. picked off, and now Fairclaw to Lily. Lily looking wide. Tackle. Good tackle. Takes it away and cleanly. And they're off to the races with Mills, but good block there from Haynes. And we also recover the ball with Davis and keep that in. Dymek having a terrible, terrible day. Let's go ahead and bring on Joe Siri. What was that all about? Okay. That was it. Final play of the game. And it didn't amount to anything. We go 50-50 in this match. Every opportunity to do something, and we come out on the losing end. One moment, one fraction of an inch onside play, we get no points on the day, take our first loss. But we definitely don't look like a relegation side. Honestly, we don't look like we're going to do much but sit maybe mid-table this season. That wasn't that bad. That was not that bad at all. We were not a team getting blown away, and that's a relegation side. A relegation side is the kind of side, doesn't have to be scoreline, but competitively, you struggle. And we haven't struggled. That was our first loss of the year, and we didn't struggle. We deserved a point. We were competitive. 6 points from 4 looks pretty decent. 1.5 points per match looks pretty decent. 6 from 5, yeah, okay. That's not great. 40 plus points at the end of the season, guaranteed safety. Only 2 teams going down, only a couple teams going up. We are very much looking like a mid-table side, though. But long term, where the heck are those players? We need those players. I'm going to go ahead and push forward a little bit again. We continue scouting, we continue searching, and maybe I'll continue purging a few more players from the squad and see what happens. Now into our 7th match of the season, and we're coming off a win and did it with 10 men as we were red carded right at the end of the first half, and our goal in the 1-0 victory came pretty late on. It was about 5 or 8 minutes from regular time coming to an end. Kazeni, nice job retreating on that one, but no help up there with Parsons, and he couldn't hold that one up. I'm not even sure if he was the one who got ahead to that, but here we are. That ball, not going to make it through. Cotterill can't retrieve it either. They're off to the races now the other direction. We are going to hold them up. They're going to make a nice through ball, but we're going to block that. Goes out for a corner kick. Excuse me. Definite frog in the throat today. Parsons retreating deep to get that one taken down. Could have been a yellow card, but there's enough of a defense behind that one that it's not given. New highlight. Hansen comes out, picks that ball off. It's 7 minutes in. That's it. But anyway, the one change to the lineup today is, at least from me anyway, first start given to Harvell. Harvell in place of Reed. Reed, the one who is on a 3-match suspension for that sending off in that last match. Pickering with the opening goal here, though. Nice little play. They find some space. That's the fullback on the overlap, and he's going to get that cross in unmarked from Harvell. Harvell's set as a center back. He's fairly good defensively, so poor play there. And then that cross in, not well covered by us. Shots are 2-0 them, but we do have 65% possession. We're on the road. You figure with that amount of possession, at some point we're going to find some chances and see if we might find our way back into this game, but that looked pretty dangerous there. At the moment, life standings, 9 points from 7 played. Again, as long as we're above 1.0 on our points per game, we'll be fine. We won't be facing relegation, but I want more than that. But we need more players, and there's a fantastic 1-2 between Coppin and Parsons. Parsons with the assist, and Coppin, simple finish. I mean, that really didn't take much for him to get that one in the back of the net. Parsons had to pull back a little bit. He's got 3 players on him. Coppin just continues his run. Fullback really couldn't keep up, and the other center back, the only one who had a chance, should have probably at least attempted a slide tackle of some sort, even if just away for the block. Doesn't do so, doesn't commit, and we equal the score. Approaching halftime, 4-2 on the shots. Possession still favoring us, but only 60% now. Oh, that long ball ahead doesn't quite make it, but then their long ball ahead. Easy pickup for Hansen. Another long one. That's not what we have designed for our keeper. I'm not sure why Hansen keeps opting for those long balls when we have a throw it short design. looked like a dangerous chance for Nolan. He misses, but then they retreat. They get the easy header. We didn't even contest. Nobody even jumped. Nobody pushed him off. Nothing. He's in the offside position, but then we play him back onside, then go. So Crawford, last moment, decides now he wants to go for the offside trap. Not sure why they didn't do it here. But then, yeah, look at them both pushing up, trying to play for the offside trap. Crawford's feet did leave the ground, but the ball is behind him. He barely gets a few inches off the ground. It was just terrible defense, and that really shows the level that we are at. I mean, Crawford's easily one of our better players. Parsons nearly sets that up for a nice play. He holds it up long enough, and he's got both wingers coming to overlap. And then a great slide tackle takes it away from him, and that gives us halftime, where you got to say we deserve to be down 2-1 in terms of chances created. In terms of possession, pass completion, you figure we should be a little bit more in this game and would have a chance in the second half. Yeah, we don't want to be too aggressive, but let's go hands together. Much better showing. There we go. Everybody's fired up a bit. We weren't too harsh on them, but I know we can do more than that. Haynes retreats back to the keeper. End of highlight. Coppin, free kick. Not a great ball. Grabbed in the box as Kazeni, I think, went to grab that ball or to head that ball in. And Coppin converts on the penalty. 2-2. A little fortunate there, but that was a definite hold. I mean, Kazeni goes to jump for the ball, and all of a sudden, it gets about 2 inches off the ground. That one, you don't often see the fouls, but that was a clear and obvious foul, as that one scrapes off the top net. We nearly get back-to-back goals and almost convert for the lead. 2-2 now. I'll be happy with a point on a road game like this season, or at least for now. There's a real chance. Oh, that did not look offside. That did not look offside. I thought that was well-timed. Let's watch this one. Parsons. Yeah, he's on. He's on. I mean, even the highlight train is showing the lines are level with each other. That was not offside. That did not look offside at all, even on the replay, even on the lines that they're drawing. They've got one guy pushing it back an extra half yard, and with that extra half yard, that's level. 75th minute, we should be taking 3 points today. Harvell struggling, but I don't have another sub. We have no depth at left back. Dymek is struggling a little bit. Let's go ahead and bring on Siri to finish the game out there. 85th minute now. They seem to be stalling. Fairclaw clears that out. Looks like for a throw. Davis loses that one, but Fairclaw recovers for us. Kazeni, Fairclaw up to Coppin. Coppin's got the overlap. Now the overlap comes from Harvell. Nice play there. Coppin lays it off for Harvell. Oh, Parsons. That was going to head into the roof of the net, but it was just above the keeper's head. And we got 30 seconds till time. They recover this ball, long ball ahead, and now Kazeni, long ball to Parsons, lays it off, reset. Cotterill, up to Coppin. He's got Harvell on the overlap. Again, we move the ball around well, but they stop that play, and that ends the game. We do get a point. You got to say, all in all, fortunate to get a point, but super unlucky not to get 3, considering, I got to say, that goal. That was level. Should stand. 10 points through 7 played, and this is how things are looking so far. We've had 4 road matches. We've got 2 wins. We've got 1 loss, and we have 4 draws. Every time we've scored 2, so has our opponent. We're only a +1 in goal differential. It's very, very tight, but that is good enough to keep us as a very middle-of-the-road type side. That's not a bad place to be. 19 opponents, 38 matches to play. Not bad in terms of numbers. We've already done 7. We've got a long season ahead of us. But again, if we're going to go forward, if we're going to progress beyond this point, we absolutely need to sign some more players, because this group really is only very mediocre at this level, and that is quite evident. I have continued to purge the lineup. I got rid of another 6 players or so. So if we take a look at the under 23s, where most of that changes happen. We have our new young talent that we've brought in of late. Liddell, the most recent signing. And you can see how close all of them are to first team, but not quite there. But a lot of those 20-somethings or lower potential players that were on the edge are now gone. And really the only two that we've retained are our two leaders, Murcieka and McFarlane. And they are there to guide the development of our other players. You can also see we've only got a few young players on the squad that have all come up from the U18s. McRitchie, who has high potential but really isn't good enough at this point. But he's the only one at his position anyway, so we don't get rid of him. And then two goalkeepers. And goalkeepers are a massive issue for the squad. I now have 6. I did get rid of 1. We've got 2 in the under 18s, but they have the same problem that these 2 have here in the under 23s. And then at the senior level, same issue. 2 of our final 3 players, in terms of at least our assistant manager ratings, are 2 goalkeepers. And we're relying on Colin Hansen, who's only a 1.5 star, but he's got a 7.0 rating. He's done fairly well. There should be better out there. And I have searched and searched and searched the last 2 seasons for a goalkeeper and can't find anybody. Since we lost the player that we had to another squad a couple seasons ago, we've been stuck with Colin Hansen now for quite some time. He's not really developing. He's kind of stagnating at his level, even though he's only 19. So that's not good. Now, I don't have a goalkeeping coach. That could be part of the reason why he's not developing, but we do have a perfect manager. We do have a manager who is able to provide training to him. Of course, he's very busy as he's trying to coach everything, and we don't have quality assistance in any way, shape, or form. So it does decrease the quality. And of course, we have terrible training facilities that at least have leveled up once anyway. I did recently ask for an upgraded youth category. There's no money, so they turned us down, and that was expected. Finances are hanging on okay this season, though. I mean, we're in a better place than we were as soon as the stadium announcement ran. We had that one profitable month where we made $25,000, and then the last 2 months you can see we're just about breaking even. Not quite, but almost there. And that's helping us out. In terms of payroll, we're at 50,000 of 121,000 potentially. I mean, there's 70,000 out there available, but we just can't access it. We can't find players anyway. We're just stuck in this semi-pro, offer them not an actual formal contract, but just a pay per match type deal. And with Davis as our high mark, there's such a drop-off to Fairclaw, Nicholson, Crawford, Parsons. It's amazing that Parsons was seen as a 1.5 star guy by our previous assistant manager, and now he's finally being recognized. But he still doesn't play every match. You can see he's played 5 of 7, and how many of those have I managed? 4. So he's only played 1 of 3 when I use the quick sim. Nicholson getting the regular starts. He's not doing great. He's only a 6.77. He has no assists so far, but neither does Fairclaw. He hasn't done great. Davis hasn't. Squad as a whole has been definitely on the mediocre side. The 2 players that are punching above their weight are Crawford and Parsons. Coppin's done okay. 2 goals, 2 assists. And Hansen, even though he's only rated as a 1.5 star keeper, has done fairly well with that 7.0 rating. But I gotta say, considering where we started the season as favorites for relegation, favorites to finish 19th out of the 20 teams, being in 9th place and being pretty comfortable in that 9th place. I mean, we've been very unlucky on at least 3 points. I mean, we could easily, I'd say based on merit, based on the kind of results we should have had, we should be sitting on about 13 points right now, and not that far off from the top of the league. With a little luck, we could easily be there. 1 or 2 decent signings, and it looks like that would tip the balance. We're just right on that edge, very on the middle of the road, mediocre right now. So we're not far away from where we need to be. So hopefully, with time, we can find those 1 or 2 players, even though it's been a real struggle. But again, I'm hoping maybe this purge will convince some more players that this is a place you want to go. If you have too bloated of a roster, maybe that's something they're thinking about and not wanting to sign with us because we just have too many players around at the club. I don't know if that's a factor. I don't know if they take that into account. I've never really had a very bloated roster. I'm used to working from the lower divisions with a very small squad. But we were able to attract a ton of players quickly early on at the beginning of this series, and then we've been sitting on that same group ever since. So again, if we shrink that back down, maybe we can start attracting players, and then they'll start taking it into account. Oh, you're not in the 10th tier anymore, you're in the 8th tier. Oh, you've been promoted twice in 3 years. Oh, you've got a fantastic manager. Yes, let's sign with you. That's the thought process anyway. We'll see if that actually happens or not. Probably not, but it's worth a shot. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. See you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.